Hi, Gary DeWaal here, and another Bridging the Week for May 27th through 31st, and today it's Monday, June 3rd. Good morning. It was a good week for the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, where record volumes traded on May 29th, as well as for NASDAQ, OMX, NLX, and LCH ClearNet, which received regulatory approval midweek from the FCA and started trading and clearing on Friday a range of both short-term interest rate and long-term interest rate euro and sterling-denominated derivatives products. However, it was not such a good week for FC Stone, who was fined $1.5 million and required to retain a consultant by the Commodity Futures Trading Commission for failing to have adequate risk controls in violation of their supervisory guidelines. This matter arose from FC Stone's permitting two individuals to accumulate about $2.5 million of illiquid options during 2008 and 2009, which ultimately had to be liquidated by the firm for a loss of $127. That's $127 million. As I wrote on my www site, in light of this action, as well as the pending NFA internal control guidelines on file for approval at the CFTC, this is a good reminder for FCMs thoroughly at this time to review their risk policies and procedures to ensure that they monitor on an ongoing basis customer positions for, among other things, illiquid positions, and to describe how such monitoring will be conducted and by whom. Speaking of date, FCM should have signed up all their executing brokers by now to the FIA give-up screening agreement on FIA's EGIS system. Compliance with 1.73 for give-ups was required by June 1st. However, late in the day on May 31st, the CFTC's Division of Clearing and Intermediary Oversight granted an extension until September 1st for FCMs to come into full compliance with 1.73 in connection with account managers and bunched orders. More hopefully should be on FIA's www site this week. Unrelated, but keep in mind, June 10th is when mandatory clearing for certain interest rate swaps and credit swaps goes into effect for all Category 2 entities. Finally, two last matters. On May 28th, the European Commission wrote a letter to the CFTC requesting an extension of the exemptive order on international swap transactions until such time as the G20 together agrees on cross-border rules. This follows, but for sure is unrelated to publication in the Wall Street Journal on May 27th of a terrific editorial, Regulator of the World. The CFTC wants to concentrate global derivative risk in U.S. clearinghouses. Check it out if you have not read it already. And finally, FINRA filing yet another broker-dealer, LPL Financial LLC, for systemic email lapses from 2007 through 2013. This fine was for $7.5 million and again reminds all registrants required to maintain email to check out its integrity. I have some tips on this on my website from a few weeks ago. That's Bridging the Week for this week. See you again next week.